see if we can beat this boss today. This boss. There we go. Out the chat. Put it over here. Do the social post and let's go fight Visage. The Visage. Okay. I started Virtuoso stance. We're doing Floret Fury. Okay. Can I do this better today? Red, we jump on the second. Okay, Hey, Natalie. Okay, I want to be in a healthier position when we go into phase 2 this time. Up by this boss fight, but I'm doing pretty well otherwise. What do I need to do? I need to get myself into... Okay, we inflicted burn. We're gonna go straight into Swift Strike. Get me back into Virtuoso stance. Okay, what color are we doing now? Blue. Yes, this is a tricky fight just because I have to keep reminding myself. Okay, what color are we now? What attack pattern does this new color do? Okay, I can at least get back to doing Flurry and Fury. Red? Okay, red. Jump a second. Okay, I at least jumped the second this time. I'll get another AP when my turn restarts so I can continue with the Fury. Okay. How much damage am I doing with Flurry and Fury? Okay, about 15,000. Even if you do recover health, it's only about a third of that.
Let's start.
Anxiety mask. Oh, exhaust is a really bad effect for me to have here. It means I can't regain AP right now.
On me.
So okay. What I'm gonna need to do is at least have 1 AP, which is not really enough to work with. Didn't want to use a healing tint this early, but I guess we have to. This is the purple mask. This is the purple smoke. It's not. Okay. Can I complete burn? Yes. Okay, I realistically want to restart this fight. Wrecker Skullman, I'll be honest, I don't have the energy. I'm just not engaging with it at the moment. Politics, I have too many other things to be getting on with in my life that are not getting bogged down in the depression that is the state of my country's politics. As rude, as you know, selfish as that may be, it's tiring. Did I not get back into virtuous stance for that? Why did I not get back into virtuous stance for that? Okay, I'm just gonna let this boss defeat me. I'm gonna restart this fight. I'm gonna restart this fight afresh.
Ready to attack.
I'm gonna let this fight take me. Because there's a second phase to this and I'm not prepared. I'm not in a position where I would do any good on a second phase. Because, yeah, I don't know what answer I meant to give to... How do you feel about the fact that politics is depressing, both generally and specifically for you? I'm like... I mean, depressed by it. I don't know what other human response I could have to it, you know? You... Come on, kill me already. I want to die and restart. Can I... No, I can't just... I can, actually. I can return to title screen. That's an option. Like, I'm surviving just fine, but I really want to... I want to go into the second phase with more health than I have here. Potentially silly as that is. There we go. Okay. We're gonna try and stay in virtuous stance as long as we can this time. Okay, the red mask. Let me jump. Let me block. Okay. No, I get what you mean. Sometimes you're just gonna feel good about the run. I have 3, so we're gonna apply Spark. That's the best call. Oh, Spark is a better move than I've been giving it credit for. should I just be doing a spark build for this boss?
Please. On me.
Okay, no, you only took the 10k because I was in Virtuoso stance. Yeah, that makes sense. But, that brings it back up to 10. Honestly, that Spark feels like the more viable build right now
On me.
for this enemy. Okay, you did way more damage than I'm comfortable with there, but that's fine. I can do a third stack of Spark. How much fire damage are you taking? But now 3,500. Come on, sec.
On me.
Come on, this is the war I'm gonna get the proper counter. Almost got the special counter. Just one, I just one on that.
Time to hit big. That's better.
Let the burn do the damage for the second. Yeah, I need to get back to. I need to go back to Virtuos. Okay. Ah, again, one off. Okay. Purple one. I need to remember. That exhaust attack is the big thing that's doing me that damage. Okay. Hey, Artisan. Okay. That's my cue. I'm gonna restart this from the beginning again, but I've got the feel I need to be going for. Do you think if mermaids existed and made caviar, would they make caviar, and if so, would eating it be cannibalism? I mean, it would be cannibalism in that they would be a different species to us, presumably. Cannibalism is eating of one's own species. If you mean that in, like, the moral sense of, like, the eating of a sentient species, I mean, it depends on if they consent to you eating their caviar, I guess? I mean, I feel like it would be no more or less cannibalism than, say, in some cultures they eat the placenta. It's like, if the person who provided the placenta consents to it, nothing that wrong with it, I guess, is the best answer I can give you to that question. Okay, let's try this again.
Precision.
unfortunately... Okay, come on, can I get the counter? So close. I keep getting like all but one of the counters on this purple attack. Okay. Gonna have to be Swift Stride because we need to get back into Virtuos as quick as we can. Yeah, don't even bother trying to parry that one. The damage you take if it hits you is way too high. Just dodge it. And the Peace Mask. This is one I could get the... Yeah, again, this is one I could have got the counter on. I feel like I'm letting myself down by not getting the counter. Ooh. We are in... Ooh, we got the mark. We got mark on them, and we're in Virtuos for Flurry. Haha. Okay, that's better. That's better.
On me.
Okay, come on. There we go, there we go. Got the counter. Got the counter. That's what I'm after.
Okay.
The Doubt Mask, come on, let me get the counter again. I know I can do the counter on this one. So it's that third hit, the timing's just slightly off. Okay. NK says, I've turned my Loon from an earthbending focused build to more of an Avatar State one. Some of my L build you can see in this week's Gymquisition, which is fun. I've started making a very fun Verso build. I've started on an interesting Verso build. I managed to find the early ending for this fight. I think I've done the thing for this fight. You go kill all the masks before you come do this. I think I killed all of them. If there's a different early ending to this fight, it's not one I know. Or did I miss one of the masks somehow because I was sleepy? Okay.
Precision.
Oh, breaking the mirror masks. Yeah, I thought I broke the masks. Oh, I should, yeah. Sorry, I should be paying attention to the fight and not chat messages. Oh yeah, no, I've occasionally seen it show the message that says one of the masks in the mirror broke. I don't know what causes that message to happen. I assumed it was just that mask has taken enough damage. That one won't come back up in rotation again, was my assumption. If there's more to it, let me know. Oh, shooting them in the eyes. Oh. Huh. Curious. Did not know that. If I come back around to this, I will give it a go. I'm doing it this way now anyway, so I might as well. Oh, I was stanceless. I should have done it. Huh.
Okay.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, did not know that was a thing. Huh. Yeah, I'd seen sometimes, like, the message about a mask being broken. I thought that mask had just taken enough damage over the fight. There we go. There's a counter. I'm warming up now. I'm getting there. Ah, so if I... Oh yeah, the thing stops glowing, huh? I should probably set the burner. Unable to re-enter the mask. Ah! Fascinating game, this. Yes, I'm doing this specifically. I'm elongating the fight slightly. Just so that I can get into virtuoso stance before phase 2. Assuming you don't get burned and die before my turn comes around. You do. Yeah. Okay, I can at least start with the move to put me back in virtuoso. Oh, no, except you're not burned, are you? Okay. Frustrating, but we'll make it do.
On me. On me.
I hadn't noticed that the faces are right on him are writhing. Physically moving still. I assumed they were like metal. I thought they were built into the armor. What was I doing? Let's, yeah, Swift Strike.
Let's dance.
Ah, goddamn, I'm locked in place. I'm locked in place.
Let's shut. Precision.
Oh, I keep forgetting I can't dodge right now.
On me.
Come on.
Oh, looking good.
That doesn't keep me in virtuoso, it only sets me to virtuoso. I need to stop doing that when I am in virtuoso.
Ready to parry. Okay. Dance begins.
I guess we go back to
On me.
set the burn. There we go, there we go. Counter. Done. Burn is up.
Ready to parry.
defensive aura.
Precision.
Okay. Okay.
Precision.
Nearly there, nearly there.
Okay.
Okay.
I can do
What would my special interest have been if I'd been born in the Victorian era? I mean, look, I'm already a trained autistic, and there definitely have been some of that there. Look, depending on when in history you drop me, I like the thought of being dropped far enough back in time that as an autistic person, I'd have been given a bunch of drugs and asked to tell people their futures. That's a life I could get behind living. Put me in a hut somewhere that's like warm but not too warm, and have people bring me food, drink, hallucinogenics, and offerings to sort of pontificate about their future while under the influence. Let me use my pattern recognition and a little bit of being high to provide you some mysticism in your community. Ugh. Right, what I need to do is use the gradient attack. I know it's a waste. Into stanceless. Use the other healing tint. Okay. Okay. Have to be the one extra.
sword is down. Ready to parry.
Here we go.
On me.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Ugh. Should not have had that much trouble with that fight, but we warmed up, we got there, we did it.
We did it. No, wait.
We all need masks.
Yes, I'm autistic, I know this, sir.
hurt me. Because it is me.
Is it though? Yeah. See how literally going, you can't hurt me with masks. I'm masking constantly. It's got real vibes of for any of you who have seen Gravity Falls, the Society of the Blind Eye trying to shoot McGucket with the memory gun, and him being like, you can't break what's already broken.
Axon down. Let's bring this to the curator.
Yeah, in my personal playthrough, I've gotten to the point where I'm dealing 8 million damage per single hit as Mael. It's getting a bit silly. Oh, Nintendo charged me today from the Switch 2. Because allegedly, it's being prepared for shipping. Oh. Interesting, yeah. Death Tales points out the Axon's fighting style is sword and dagger, much like Verso, which might be linked to what our Verso just said. I think you're very correct. Yeah, you can see a little bit of me using that Mael build in Gymquisition today. If you look at the clip of
You want me
that first clip that's used to show Mael being overpowered and then just Steph laughing at the end of the clip, that is my Mael build. Also, I may have helped Steph get to the point of ridiculous Mael build that she's currently at. Oh,
That was...
there's Renoir, the grey man. What it?
I saw...
That's a bit suspicious.
Renoir.
I used to see him in my nightmares too.
Oh, a very large flying insect has just found its way into the office. I don't like you, friend. Yeah, this makes way more sense when you know what you know by the end of the game, yes. Oh, I do not like you, big friend. Oh. Sorry. Forgive me. There's a very large insect that is like, I need it to get close enough to the window that I can tell it to fuck off. Because right now it's right above me and it's terrifying. Oh. Okay, I think it's either gone or it has settled the fuck down. I'm gonna take a brief pause. This thing was big enough that on the other side of my office, like a good, 8 feet away, I could see the antennas on top of its head in enough detail to see that they were in, I'm gonna do a shitty MS Paint drawing for you. Give me 1 second. I could see, this, prominently see, this curve of, the antennas on its head, despite it being, 8 feet away. That's a sense of how big that thing was. I could see its little, head twirl curls in detail from 8 feet away. That was, not fun. I'm not a fan, if I'm honest. Oh. Sorry about that. Hello, everyone. We're back. You got 6 more points to spend. Well, we're gonna dump them all into defense. Keep you doing that big damage. Rest. UI yet. Oh, thank you for the compliments on the hair color. Redid the dyeing so it's bright and vibrant again because I've got a filming thing on Thursday. I cannot be more specific than that. There will be like camera crews, and I am filming a thing. I have a day on set, as it were, to go do. I made sure my hair is nice and vibrant again. Ooh. Even though I'm currently tucking it behind my headphone, kind of out the way because my fan. Tara says, I can't talk about it because I don't know how to tease it without spoilers, but I recommend people catch up on Dice Funk if they're behind that last episode. Things happened. You're referring to the dramatic event that might have in some way been connected to Hop? Yeah. Yeah, it was fucking... That's one of my favorite things that's happened this season on Dice Funk. It's great. I'm a big fan of dramatic consequences. Oh, there we go. We got a bunch of weapon level ups for my L. Give Mayal a bunch more of these points so that she can hold on to a bunch more things that are going to up her build. You know what, let's actually have a look right now. Do I have more things I can put on her? So right now, what could be helping Mayal's build? 30% increased damage until a hit is received would be nice. So we're going to need Energizing Parry to be relearned over here. Then, Energizing Start we can replace with At Death's Door is going to be really important for my L later. Oh, apply Inverted on self for 3 turns on battle start, 50% increased damage while inverted. Yes, this is a really important one for the Mael solo build. We're going to put Energizing Start, we're going to need the Illumina points, and then First Strike we can replace with 50% less damage but can't be healed. Might be the way to go. Is there any more important ones to be learning right now? Opposing attack. Yeah, confident, honestly. Let's First Strike. Yeah, there we go. Have I done the optional boss that SKA had to swim towards? The one that I tried once on stream and it fucked me up. If so, no, I'm probably gonna come do it in Act 3. There will be a more sensible time to go do that one, I think, for me.
One down, one to go.
The next one will be harder.
Yeah, let's spend time with CL. Did you see that the Moon Studios Ori CEO is a right-winger now? Rather unfortunate. I did not. How right-wing are we talking on a scale of, oh, I think, economic policies, blah, 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 to, like, burning crosses in the front yard? Like, where are we talking on the scale?
Here to make amends for your terrible story?
I'll be honest. I didn't expect things to get so deep so fast.
I could tell. I'm not really sure you're up to the challenge.
Oh, I can keep up. In fact, I'm here to offer a story.
A good one?
Yes. Well, you said I'm vain.
Yeah, because, yeah.
No, you said you're vain.
Would a vain person
keep this scar. I could heal it, but I don't.
I don't know, I can think of some vain people who'd go, makes me sexy.
Oh? Why is that?
It's a reminder of the price I paid to stand on my own 2 feet. So, there you have it. Dark and personal.
I feel like there's more to this story. It's probably not a coincidence then that Renoir has a similar scar.
You noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We disagreed on pretty much everything. Tactics, goals, what lines we wouldn't cross.
Squidder's Time says, saying shit like, these days anyone who doesn't include 5 trans characters in their game and doesn't let their politics be influenced by political bullshit is a Nazi. What a world we live in. Laughing emoji. The worst kind of shitty right-winger, the I can't do fucking anything these days. Like, look, I'm not saying I like them, I think they're terrible people, but I have more respect for the shitty right-wingers that are just like, I want to burn all the trans people. I'm like, you at least, like, say what you mean and you don't fucking sugarcoat it. The ones that sound like they're, like, prepping to try and set off their right-wing comedy tour are the ones where I'm like, you exhaust me.
I had to walk away, but he was resistant.
You fought?
It was the first time we ever raised a hand against the other.
If you can control your healing, that means
Oh,
Renoir
is
can
that
too.
what that story was to do
And
with?
he made the same choice as you. Interesting.
Yeah, I saw something vaguely about Moon Studios, and I didn't click on it. What was the headline I saw? Give me a second. Because it did not lead me to the right-wing tirade bit of it. How far back could it have been? It can't have been that far back. Is it not on Eurogamer? I thought it was a Eurogamer piece. Give me a sec. Do. Nope, I do not remember where I saw that article. I saw an article about the, like, oh, we might have to close down thing after a badly received patch. Didn't see anything in the headline about the right-wing swing. They said, okay, yeah, they shipped a poorly reviewed patch. The CEO said they were review bombed and could close within a few months. Did a right-wing dog whistle tirade. Then said journalists were out of line for reporting they could be closed within a few months, as they were not within financial trouble. It's in the Twitter post he made about it.
Oh, I never thought of it that way. So, dark and personal enough for you?
It was worthy.
Worthy of the story of that scar on your stomach.
Well, we all have scars that won't heal, don't we?
Oh, I've just put 2 and 2 together. There's part of CL's story that gets talked about later. I didn't twig was to do with the scar.
That's the story for
Okay.
another time.
Oh wow. Okay. Did not realize the scar was connected to the thing that comes later.
The scars look good on you, though.
I know. That's the real reason I keep them.
I knew it.
Aw, friends. Friendship.
About?
The odds of killing Axons. Close, but not zero.
Not zero.
Yeah, spent some time with Looney.
My fellow night owl.
Night owl?
You never seem to sleep.
I sleep. I sleep enough.
What keeps you up?
What doesn't keep me up?
From one insomniac to another.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I just can't turn off my mind. It's like I pick up a puzzle and I can't set it down until I solve it.
Very relatable.
And what's your current puzzle?
The talking Nevrons. The ones that seem to have personalities and thoughts and feelings. I'm trying to make sense of the things they said. I know there's an important piece of the puzzle there. We need to find and talk to more of them.
I've talked to a few. They mostly spout nonsense.
Maybe you weren't asking the right questions.
Well, I'm certainly not as experienced as you.
What about you, my fellow night owl?
Oh, you know, weight of the world, a tortured soul, things like that.
Oh, a funny night owl. Come on, I just shared with you.
You did, didn't you? Feels nice sharing, huh?
Mm-hmm. Feels even nicer when people reciprocate.
Sleep is not very restful for me. I used to have horrible dreams, but somehow it was worse when they stopped. Now it's just this oppressive void.
Fascinating. So you experience discomfort while you sleep? Pain? Are you aware of time passing?
Well, that's not creepy.
Precisely.
Well, it's not like we have private rooms here, so... Sure, knock yourself out.
For science.
Right.
Oh. Oh. I think me and Steph have a spoiler cast for this game brewing. Because, like, I feel like we're going to talk about it a good chunk on Podquisition again this week, but I think we want to get into spoiler chat. Because I finished the story off stream over the weekend. And I did have a good 45-minute text chain back and forth with Steph. Just about the... Like, not even about, like, the overall thing, but just about the ending, like, the last 10 minutes.
About Renoir.
Yeah. He's... hard to shake.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's spend time with Mayel.
In Lumiere, did your parents choose your name?
Yeah, I guess. Why?
Mael means chief and prince, or, you know, I guess, princess.
What are you talking about?
The meaning behind your name.
Oh,
You said you were an unwelcome surprise. But I think even though your birth was unexpected, it was still celebrated. Your name shows how your parents felt about you.
Yeah, no, even just talking about, like, the end of Act 2 into Act 3, that's where it gets, like, real juicy narratively. Like, end of Act 3, a lot of interesting stuff to mull over. It's the end of Act 2, beginning of Act 3, where that's where it really opens up what you can talk about.
What kind of life they dreamed for you.
Chief. Guess they had bigger dreams for me than I ever did.
Why? What did you dream of?
I didn't.
You must have wanted something for the future.
No. All I wanted back then was to leave Lumiere and see some of the world before I gommaged.
Well, you've certainly done that. What do you dream of now?
I don't know. Still figuring that out.
What do I want? I guess I'm still figuring that out too.
Well, what did you used to want?
Music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before the fracture, I studied piano at the conservatory. I loved it. I really miss performing at the concert hall.
Yeah, I've completed Act 3 and then gone back into my save to go do a bunch of the stuff I skipped over.
The room is hushed and the first notes.
Like, I just
echo
wanted
through
to see the
chamber.
credits roll so I couldn't be spoiled on it at a certain point. But it's nice knowing I can jump back into it and there's
just
more for me to
lose
do if I
myself.
want.
And feel the music through my fingers every time I play. It feels like my heart's
I had to
about
complete it
break
as well
from
because
the
I needed to be
beauty
like,
of
I
the
need to
night.
move on and start on new things. I've started playing Blueprints, and that game is already starting to break my brain.
That's lovely.
I miss that a lot.
Maybe when this is over, we can fix up the opera house and you can perform for us.
It would be my pleasure.
I want my first concert to be yours. And don't worry, I'll make sure the room is packed. I'll put up posters everywhere in town.
Oh, no pressure, huh? All right. I guess I'd better start practicing.
Oh, this is an interesting conversation. Oh, I'm really appreciating replaying this game. Oh yeah, Terra? I was telling Steph about this at the time. The final, like, 3 bosses, I one-hit every one of them. I one-hit... If they were multi-phase boss fights, I one-hit every phase of them. I trivialized the end of the game for myself, and it was hilarious. It was great. Like, I was sending Steph clips of, like, one hit. Oh, you've got 2 phases to you. Okay, 1 hit, then 1 hit. 1 hit. It was beautiful.
I recognize that look. What's got you so grumpy?
Those masks.
What about them? Are you jealous? Why?
I'm supposed to fly too.
Maybe stop losing your rocks then. How do you lose them anyway?
Sometimes I love too hard. I can't control myself and...
Okay, yeah, I see. It's hard to control.
Look, if I had my choice, I would be a do everything possible before rolling credits kind of person. But that's unfortunately not the kind of life I lead as someone who has to have every week, at least once a week, I need to have new opinions about video games. I need to have experienced new things that I can form opinions about. I have to at a certain point go, I need to close this one and go, I have a complete opinion about it. And if I have time and the luxury to go back to it, that's wonderful, that's great. But if I don't, I need to be able to go, I put a bow on this. If I can come back to it, that's lovely, but I gotta see new stuff. Okay.
What about them?
Yeah, you've not got a hangout to do. Okay.
Maybe
sometime.
Okay.
Do you have a hangout?
Seems you were right about these expeditioners. A most impressive group.
They've grown on you, haven't they?
Maybe.
They have.
Yeah, let's spend time with Minoko.
Minoko, let me cut your hair.
Oh, it's this hangout.
Why would I be foolish enough to do that?
Just a trim. You look like an overgrown mop.
I beg your pardon. Have you looked in the mirror lately?
Yes, my hair is impeccable. Stop being grumpy. Come on.
You first, then.
Don't be silly. We'd look ridiculous with matching haircuts.
Or we would look fantastic.
Fine.
Actually, that does look nice. Okay, I'm in. Style away. Ooh, yes, indeed. This is quite fetching.
Great. We're twins.
Verso and Minoko are now bound by a manly love of style, which they would never admit to each other. That's men for you. I'm not the biggest fan of either of these haircuts for these characters, but I do like the idea of keeping them in these haircuts. As is tradition, they now spend too much time arguing over who looks better before heading back to the others. I like these haircuts as like a... Actually, these men kind of like fashion and like style. I never got to admit it, but like, let me do your hair. Oh, your hair looks so nice. Let me do your hair. I kind of love it for them. You know what? Screw it. They can have their special haircuts. Alright. One more big monster to go beat before we head toward the end. Maëlle writes about how fearsome and incredible the Axons are, bigger than mountains. She hopes Gustav's apprentices will read this someday. I hope so too. Yeah, hang out with the others. Is this gonna be a... Yeah, okay, yeah. I was gonna say we didn't get a scene here today.
Do you mind if I play here?
Yeah, the scene with Maëlle earlier talking about wanting to play music, and this scene here are perhaps two of the scenes that I most overlooked in the first playthrough, that on a second playthrough I'm feeling very attentive of. Yeah. Yeah, this is a fascinating game in terms of, like, the number of layers that really unfurl themselves on a second playthrough that... No amount of saying this is an important scene could possibly spoil why it's important. But on a second playthrough, you can't unknow how significant it is. And I think that is a testament to this game's writing. That, like, it shows a real clear intention of where they were going with certain things. I love Esquier's ballet in the back.
What song was that? I feel like I know it.
Yes, an old song I used to play to my sister.
Can you play another?
Sure. We have all night. Okay, ready?
Are you ready?
I am ready. I will need a bit of
Ooh,
space.
I've got a thumbnail for this week's AA.
Right. Esquier.
Let me have a look at that.
Ready?
This week's AA thumbnail sure is an AA thumbnail. It's quite an image. I don't know what day of the week AA is going to go up on this week. It might go up a little early, just because I have filming stuff this week. I'm tempted I might put it up early this week. It's another Switch 2 video, because of course it is, because we're in the run-up to a console launch. Alright. Let's go. We want to be heading, basically... right ahead. Oh, we want to be heading to this island over here with all the sort of statue ladies.
Swim, swim.
Ba-da-bum. Bum-bum-bum. 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 Let's go straight to the second big boss we need to fight.
The architecture looks very different here.
This kind of place never existed before the fracture.
It's beautiful. Feels surreal.
Beautiful, this area.
Is she the Axon?
Sirene, she who plays with one.
Sirene? I wonder if she's a siren of some kind. I love this as a depiction of people being overcome by siren song.
What's going on?
I don't know.
She's manipulating your emotions. You have to focus.
It's not instantly ominous, it's... Oh, what is this beautiful thing we're being taken in with? Oh, this is so lovely.
Call her she who plays with wonder.
As you slowly dance a little closer to the edge.
Is play with your head.
Let's move fast before we all lose our minds.
Oh, Tara, don't worry. We're in May right now. We're already having Austin, you have to let us roll with advantage arguments long before June. Hey, Rule Spider. Yeah, this area is pretty glorious. I finished the game, I have feelings, big feelings. Yeah, Rule Spider, totally get you. I said this earlier on stream, I finished this on like... it might have been Saturday night. I may have messaged Steph for like 45 minutes upon finishing it, just to talk about like the last like 10-15 minutes of the game. It was a good 45-minute long conversation.
I've seen people jumping off a cliff just from looking at her.
I definitely want to try and make time for a spoiler discussion of this game.
Mesmerizing.
This dance feels familiar. This is kind of dancing to autumn lumiere.
I don't think so.
Yes, Rule Spider, the choice, huh? I feel like I made the correct choice. I'm certain I made the correct choice. Still feel kind of terrible about it.
June 55th. I don't understand. The weaponry worked brilliantly up to now. Augmenting Pictos with music was a stroke of genius. But the sonics have no effect on the Nephrons here. It's as if they can't even hear our music. They just keep dancing to their own. We're running out of ideas. I miss my girls so much it kills me. It hurts thinking that I could have been home right now playing music while they dance. Wish I would have given birth by now. I could be holding my first grandchild. Instead, I'm here. No. No. There's still a chance, and someone has to fight for them. I can't let them down. Drums, maybe that'll work. They can't hear our music, but perhaps they will feel it.
Well, Spider, what was Maximilian Dude's tweet about the game? I know he's playing it at the moment. I don't know what opinion he has. I tend to agree with his opinion on games. He's someone who I tend to vibe with his thoughts. If this game goes home empty-handed out of the Game Awards, the world is not fair. Yeah. But here's the thing. Now that I've played it, I feel very similarly about last year's 1000 Extra Resist. The difference is, enough people have heard of this that it will get its fair shake. 100%. I would be pretty confident in saying this will definitely be a nominee / finalist for Game of the Year at the Game Awards. I think it's and I know that I'm saying this with 6 months left in the year. I feel very confidently this will probably win Game of the Year at Jeff Keighley's Game Awards specifically, just because of the way that the way the voting works really, really, really rewards fantastic game that most critics played, most critics agreed was very good and couldn't find any didn't have wildly differing opinions about, but that is niche enough that they get to feel a little bit fancy for putting it as their Game of the Year. This is perfect wins Jeff Keighley's Game of the Year awards material. Because again, to be clear, Keighley is not responsible for who gets nominated for or wins Game of the Year at the Game Awards. It is there's 300 websites that write about video games. They get asked, what are your top 5 picks for each category, including overall Game of the Year? And it's a ranked choice voting, so whatever you pop in slot 1 gets 5 points, whatever you pop in 2 gets 4 points, whatever you pop in 3 gets 2 points, etc. So that it's a general industry average of what games could everyone kind of agree they thought were worth praising. And it rewards a very specific kind of game, and a game that is successful in a very specific way critically. This is the kind of game that will get that kind of praise. I think most winners are super popular and well known, like Breath of the Wild or From Software games. Yeah, but okay, give me a second to look up the Game Awards winners each year. So let me look at the nominees and the winners for each year of the Game Awards for the main awards. So scrolling back, I kind of want to give a sense of why I feel this way. 2024's nominees: Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor ReFantazio. I feel it's a shoo-in for either that sort of slot of something like a Metaphor ReFantazio of the narratively interesting, visually interesting big JRPG of the year. It floats around in that sort of Black Myth Wukong. There's a bit of space for it there. I think Astrobot as the winner last year is the kind of thing that aligns up with this. It's not your big grand thing. It's something that's unique and novel, and that you feel kind of fancy for being no, the little platformer was the best one this year. Last year, 2023, we look at, like, Baldur's Gate 3, Alan Wake 2, Tears of the Kingdom, Spider-Man 2, RE4, Mario Bros. Wonder. I feel like this is in contention with, like, you know, takes a slot that you put something like a Baldur's Gate 3 on Alan. Like, Baldur's Gate 3, unexpected critical success from a relatively small team, sort of catches everyone off guard and is very clearly, like, a very big Game of the Year contender. 2022, Elden Ring, A Plague Tale Requiem, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. We're looking at both Stray and A Plague Tale Requiem. I think A Plague Tale Requiem is, again, a great contender for, like, the slot that this is going to fit into. Like, every year you get, like, a game... You get at least one game that I would say is, like, comparable to the kind of slot this is going to fill, right? And I'm not saying it's going to win, but I'm saying it will get onto the nominees list because I guarantee, like, most websites will go, yeah, this was in the 3 most like, if I could only name 3 things, I'd put this in the 3, whether I put it first or third, you know, but, like, it is in that 3. Yeah, I'm looking back over different years, like, Celeste, got a nomination in its year, like, I feel like this is a shoo-in for nominee status. Whether it wins or not, we see, but, like... Astrobot's also a first-party PlayStation game that's basically Funko Pop. Yeah, but it's not the mold... Like, when you think Game of the Year, you saw how many people complained about it getting Game of the Year, because they were like, oh, it's not even got that good over graphics, or, like, it's only 20 hours longer, it's not a big story-heavy adventure game. Like, the thing that people think of as, like, this always wins game... Because, like, yeah, the earlier message was, oh, it's always, like, Breath of the Wild or FromSoft games. No, because, like, that's what everyone has in their head. It's the big grand adventure game from the first party. And, like, sometimes it's a first party game, but sometimes it's, like, the smaller first party game of the year. Or sometimes it's the big, dramatic adventurous game from not a first party. Like, there's always a slot for the, ooh, this was the interesting, but mainstream enough thing of the year. Again, whether, I don't know whether it'll win. I think very much. I would be very surprised if this wasn't nominated. Oh, actually, what's released so far this year? I'm gonna have a look and make my guess of, like, right now, if I had to guess the 5 nominees for Keeley's Game of the Year, what would my guess be? I think that's a good place to look. What have we got so far this year that would edge out this? 2025 video games. What has come out so far this year? Okay, so far the games this year that have a 90 or higher on Metacritic so far. This, Blueprints, which yeah, I don't think that'd make a slot, but from what I've seen so far, definitely deserving. Split Fiction. This is one of only 3 games to be in the 90s so far this year. Just scrolling through, is there anything that, like, seems like an obvious shoo-in? We're in May right now. Having a very quick skim through the year so far. What came out that is Game of the Year material? Not looking forward yet, looking at just the stuff that's already come out. Like, you know, as much as I'd love it, Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii not getting a Game of the Year nomination, that ain't happening. Monster Hunter Wilds, people I don't think that gets a Game of the Year nomination. I think people had, like, very all over the place opinions of whether they liked it or not. A lot of people did not like, performance-wise, how it ran, that it was so sort of slow at the beginning, the narrative pacing. There's a lot of reasons that people feel very up and down on Monster Hunter Wilds, and the Game Awards is one of those places where, like, a Game of the Year nomination has to be very consistent in opinion. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it got a Game of the Year nomination, but, like, I don't think so. Split Fiction kind of feels like a shoo-in. Not that Atomfall. I'm trying to skim through, so we're in April now. Honestly, right now, if you had to do Game of the Year nominations, Blueprints might get a nomination if it was at this point in the year. Obscur was there. 100 Line, Last Defense Academy. Wouldn't expect it. Yeah, like, there's stuff coming out still in the year, but right now, that this would 100% be on that nominations list. I don't demand for it to win Game of the Year award. I don't demand other awards sweep. It has to go home with at least one statue at the whole ceremony. Yeah, I'm not demanding it, but, like, trust my... Look, I'm struggling to quantify it. Trust my gut instinct here, as someone that I was part of the nominations for Keighley's Game Awards once upon a time when I was in an editorial position. I've been part of the, okay, we're all sitting down as an editorial staff to pick our picks for the Game Awards at two different outlets. I've been part of two different outlets' Game Award nominee submissions processes. I have a feel for how these go. Clair Obscur is like a real shoe-in for... It'll get nominated in a bunch of categories. Like, it'll get nominated in music. It'll get nominated in visual effect. It'll get nominated in Best RPG, which, like, it'll undoubtedly win. It'll get nominated in overall Game of the Year. If it does win, you will see the development team come on stage. Someone will cry on stage. I guarantee you that. If this wins overall Game of the Year, someone will cry on stage, and it will be beautiful. Prime 4, I would love to see that be Game of the Year material. It is too much of a question mark for me right now to feel confident about. I'm not gonna beat this Patank, am I? Yeah. Okay. That one's a loss. That's fine. Are we sure that Prime 4 gets out this year? Sorry, I don't even remember if the Switch 2 Direct gave us a date for it. It has no date. It is 2025. I think it definitely comes out this year because Nintendo needs it to come out this year. After all the delays it got and all of the public perception issues Nintendo has had around it, and the way their calendar is looking, they need a big core audience, mouse mode heavy game that shows off 4K visuals, 120 Hz mode. Like, they kind of need it in their slate for end of the year. And the number of years it's been in development, like, I think they get it. They want it out the door. Particularly given that it's a cross-gen title, I don't think they want it slipping to 2026. It might come after the limit date, yeah. It might come after, I think it's October 18th is the cutoff for the Game Award nominations. I mean, they are Nintendo. If they wanted to get a nomination and was slightly after the cutoff, I don't think it would really impact them that much. But that said, let's talk about the politics of it. There is a big part of this that is, Nintendo would like a Game of the Year nominee for launch year of their console. You know, they really got high on their own supply a little bit with Breath of the Wild getting Game of the Year on the Switch's launch year and going, we have the Game of the Year on our new console. And I really think that there are probably conversations in Nintendo around, we need to get Prime 4 out in time that it can be our big push for that. Because, like, Mario Kart World, I'm sure is going to sell amazingly, be pretty well received. It's not the kind of game that people think about when they think of their Game of the Year. Even if they have a huge amount of fun with it, play it a lot in single player, clock a lot of hours with it, it's not the kind of game that's gonna jump to mind, I don't think. I think Nintendo wants to have Prime 4 so that they can have a Game of the Year nominee first year. It's fun to remember seeing games at showcases then end up blowing up and not expecting that at all. Same with Helldivers 2. Yeah, you know, we might. Those are always the things I'm excited to see, but I mean, from what we have right now, you know. Oh, Terra, have that nap. Enjoy.
Without that.
Feels like home.
Oh, family game and racing game, I do think Mario Kart World, very strong contender for. I think it is practically guaranteed family game. If for no other reason than because it's a console launch title, it is a family game that, like, 99% of game journalists will play. The problem with the family game category is so often people whose job it is to play games don't play a lot of family games because they're not what the readership of game sites generally wants to read about. And as such, it's why Nintendo always dominates the category, because, like, Nintendo first-party games do traffic. So they justify being played. But, like, Mario Kart World, it's Nintendo launch title for a next-gen system. It is the one thing you can guarantee fucking everyone in the games journalism space will have played. Even if it's just playing it split screen with someone else, even if they don't pick up a Switch, they'll put some time in on it. It is, I think, like the most guaranteed shoe-in for Family Game of the Year that it could be. I cannot foresee a world where that doesn't happen. Ooh, a little bit of a tumble. Oh, we've got a little mini boss fight here.
What's that?
Patricia. It works for Siren.
So he creates all of that for her.
We should take it out. It would definitely be an advantage against Siren.
The Nevron does not seem hostile. It serves tirelessly, engrossed in its work. Attack anyway. This is the one time I will attack a non-hostile Nevron.
On me.
Oh, I am cursed. What does curse do? Oh, I die at the... how many turns do I have before I die? I do not know. Okay.
Ready to parry.
Okay, I know in future one attack I need to dodge now, at least. I retry this.
On guard!
Oh, can I get... I really want to get burn.
Flames on me!
Ooh, ooh. Okay, almost got the big counter.
Finesse and grace!
Okay, I've got one turn. Ooh. What's my best use of a single turn?
Flames on me!
Up the burn. Okay, I'm gonna die now. But the burn will persist, so I'm gonna send in the reserve team.
It likes you.
Nope, we are all cursed.
Just try it. Your turn to shine.
There's something odd and amusing with a manual woman and an automatic weaver, right?
Do me in.
Last ditch effort. Bring it on.
Okay, yeah. I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do. Obscur. When in doubt, apply the fire.
What's that?
Patricia,
I can do better
it
this
works
time.
for Siren.
So he creates all of that for her.
We should take it out.
Oh,
Definitely be an advantage against Siren.
I have a fun thing to talk about today. So I put up a video last week being like, hey look, let's be honest, I know Nintendo's probably not going to send me a Switch 2 for review. You know, PlayStation did, Xbox did, Nintendo, I'm willing to bet they won't. So, here is the list of questions I would answer in an accessibility review of the Switch 2 if I were to get one ahead of release. These are like, the things I would answer pre-release about the Switch 2 accessibility-wise. Hopefully I get a review unit, probably won't. But on the chance that I don't, but someone out there does, someone out there, you know, Nintendo likes a bit more than me and you might actually be able to answer these questions, feel free to take this list of things that I would try and answer in an accessibility review. Feel free to steal them, answer them in your own pre-release coverage, get Nintendo to answer them. Feel free to steal my list and get answers, because, like, I probably won't get answers. You can try and get answers for me. At least one journalist who's on better terms with Nintendo sent me a DM to go, hey, hope you don't mind. I took you up on that offer. I emailed you a list of questions to Nintendo to try and get Nintendo to answer them. So there might at some point be an article that comes out that does not have my name on it that I repost on Blue Sky going, yeah, that's my list of questions. That Nintendo wouldn't answer them when I asked, but apparently they will when someone else asks them for me. So I am amused by this whole situation. Oh.
Let's spill some ink.
I should be able to hit... Oh, I unplugged my game audio somehow. There we go, fixed it.
Finesse and precision.
No avoiding that.
Finesse and grace. My sword is death. Ready to parry.
I need to get all of the counters I can on her. Ah.
On me.
Can I just say that I'm deeply grateful for the way they thought about actual weaving while developing the moves. I know nothing about weaving. If you know things about weaving, I would love to hear what is so interesting about the weaving here. I would love a lesson on what this game gets right about weaving. I say this from a place of very genuine interest.
Let's dance. Let's spill some ink. Flames on me.
Okay, okay. Oh, so close to doing it before my L gets killed by the curse. Okay. The burn will probably
It's locked on you.
basically do it. Okay, I don't have to do that much with this team, that's fine. There we go, there we go. Rule Spider says, even without meaning, it's a nice nod to the beautiful type of tooling tailor women from northern France equipped themselves with during that time era. Having tools that are not just functional but nice to look at is kind of a theme from northern France tailor women of the late 1880s and early 1900s. Super interesting,
Good job.
thank you.
No other expedition managed that.
No other expedition had a Lumina converter.
Yet this victory feels hollow.
Anti-charm. That's going to be really important for the boss fight ahead. Let's replace Immaculate with... what was it? Anti-charm. And put Immaculate... I can't quite afford Immaculate yet. I gotta remember immaculate to add.
Nice.
Ah. I can remember moving my arms like that. Well, there are more fantastical elements, but yeah, sometimes while doing the warp, it did feel like the threads were attacking. That sewing machine into Sarah's back, I have the same at home, an heirloom from my grandmother. Early singing machines were stunning to look at. I'm glad to hear that this is, at the very least, emotionally seems to be correctly faithful to the vibes of loom work.
Well, that will help.
What have we here?
Yeah. I need a save point so I can... Oh yeah, here we go. Haha. Oh, I can't... Okay, I can't pump more of those points in until we... get back to camp. Okay. Now... You've got 4. Okay. Game, don't try and point me away from the colored lumina. Keep thinking this thing's gonna land, and then it's like, nope, continuing to fly. There's gonna be something this way, isn't there?
What have we here?
Ah. I see you video game designers trying to hide things out of my sight. I'll get one over on you yet. I guess I'm inverted now, don't I? Am I walking backwards? Yeah, I'm backtracking. I accidentally got myself turned around and have been going backwards. Ah! Well, don't I feel silly? That took me far too long to recognize I was doubled back on myself. I've turned around and clearly got the wrong exit from the loom room. From the mini-boss. I should have realised I went back up the golden line, whereas I should be going down, because I'm trying to... that's my ultimate destination, is further down. Going up should have been a negative sign. Oh, mild motion sickness here. Yeah, those quote-unquote mummy elevators, there is no design quite... there's nothing quite like them in any other game. They're a very unique, memorable design. Oh, yeah, this is why we did this. Oh, so yes, I missed the save point on the way down. It was there. Okay, oh, I see what I was meant to have seen. Yes, I did think before. I should have trusted my gut that there was like a warp point I was meant to use to exit the room. I thought at the time, I swear that was a thing, and then let myself move past it. Applies powerful. Oh, we've got a mini boss. Hello, buddy. Rule Spider says, Jennifer English, who is the voice actress for Mael. I must say, I don't know if you're choosing your voice roles yourself or an agent of yours chose them for you. Whatever you're doing on that front, don't change anything, because your roles keep getting more and more remarkable and memorable, I'm just saying. Agreed. Very, very good role placement. Ah, so close. Oh, got the break. Okay, we've got Anti-Charm learned. Lovely. And we beat this boss and finish this area off today. Let's see. I think this is the last area.
Luke, Expedition 67. We're out of explosives, but we've made enough holes in this place to reach that giant woman in the center. But something weird's going on. Everyone's been swept up in strange emotions. It both feels like us, but also not like us. Marguerite reckons we're feeling the overflow from that giant woman's feelings. Empathic distress, I think she called it. Like her mind is flooding the area with her thoughts and feelings. Maybe we'll just stay here and enjoy the melody.
Feels very akin to something like the way that the diamonds were handled in the Steven Universe. I'm a big fan of giant non-human creature that can make you feel its emotional state. It's a vibe. It's happened enough times for it to be a genre, and I like the genre.
Then we should prepare before we head there. She's even grander than I thought.
Yune, you're okay, right?
I swear I've seen this dance before.
Mael's nostalgia for this dance is interesting. I have thoughts about that. Yeah, another offhand remark that hits differently now, yeah. Siren song's so beautiful it makes you see the things you want the most. Makes you feel as if those you've lost are still here. TL's is perhaps the most heartbreaking there. The husband and baby. Yeah, I'm getting so many interesting things out of it the second time around. There's so many beats that hit more with more impact with what I know. I would love to have a portable version of this. If this comes to the Switch too, I will be replaying this in my off time throughout this year. Okay. Okay, I see those. Deathtail says, one of my aunts, a French teacher, often says, "Un classique, ça se relite." A classic is something you reread or replay, watch, etc. I believe this is one condition that makes this game on the path to become a classic. Yeah, because here's the thing, it's an RPG that's short enough that, like, I can see myself replaying it. It's breakable enough that I can over-level myself and still have fun with it while being overpowered in New Game Plus, while replaying the story more quickly. If you want to mainline it, you can do that. If you want to, like, really soak it in and go find all the side content, you can do that. There's a lot of flexibility in how much of a replay do you want to do. Very tactile and satisfying in the moment outside of, like, the numbers crunch of the RPG stuff. There's a lot going for this. In that regard. We get back to Virtuose. Spider says, Samfall Interactive said, now... Oh, sorry, I'll read this properly in a second. Yes. Now that we have more money than we thought we would, we're seriously considering a port to the Switch 2. Yeah, but Switch 2 only. Switch 1 is out of the question, folks. Oh yeah, 100% this was not going to be running on Switch 2. On Switch 1. This needs to be running at a high frame, particularly if they want to be as, like, precise as they are about the timings for your parry and your dodge. You need to run this at 60 FPS ideally, and, you know, you can run it low resolution, but you need to run it at 60, and that's not happening on current Switch. Yeah, this is a game I wouldn't want to play on PC. Purely because I'm like, I don't trust my PC not to have micro stutters that at least a console probably won't, because the port is designed for specific hardware. Sorry, I really should be paying more attention to that fight. There we go, there we go. Yes, also the Switch one does not like Unreal 4 or 5. But apparently, Switch 2 gets on pretty well with Unreal. Supposedly. The sound down there, but it's too good not to leave loud. Gosh, there's some beautiful music at the end of that fight. Well, we should now have everything we need to make the sword that can pierce the barrier so that we can go kill the Paintress. And definitely that'll be the end of the game. For realsies. Oh, give it two more streams, the game will be done. We're so close at this point, you know? Hey, faceless dude. I brought you a blanket. A magic blanket. Can you make it into a sword?
Is it you again?
Oh. According to Rule Spider, apparently someone played Clair Obscur in front of Hayao Miyazaki, and allegedly he said, "I need to think on this one a bit." Curious.
Well,
What did you see this time?
I don't know. Oh, a woman. It was... Why do I keep seeing things?
I would love to see a From Software JRPG. A turn-based From Software game?
Who are you?
Ooh. Ooh, I think about it now. I could go turn-based FromSoft. Oh, we're only a couple of weeks away now from Elden Ring Night Rain. Oh. Damn it, why is it releasing so close to the Switch too? I wanna play a bunch of Night Rain. It's coming out right around the same time as other things I want to be playing. That's a pretty fucking cool sword design. Suitably, unreal, not, does not mesh with reality kind of design. Oh. Other Miyazaki. Oh, other Miyazaki. Oh, sorry. Yes, that's Sorry. There are too many Miyazakis that exist. You are correct. I'm thinking of the wrong fucking Miyazaki. So this is what Ghibli Miyazaki needed to think on this. Huh. That has entirely different connotations. I don't dislike them, but steel shields. Yeah. I mean, he is a creator that has a lot of opinions about how to talk about loss in narratives.
You seem preoccupied.
It's nothing. Just nerves. It's been a long road to get here.
Extra long for you, I imagine.
You, on the other hand, seem quite relaxed. You're not nervous?
Of course I am. We will do everything in our power, and either it will be enough, or it won't.
Let's spend some time with CL.
You're always so calm about everything.
Is that a question?
An observation. Lune's intense and obsessed. Mael is nervous and eager, but you're...
Why is that strange?
Okay, Hayao Miyazaki does himself like some French animation and comics. Not much of a gamer. Apparently, he saw the game's story through. Oh, so he's seen like the entirety of the plot and went, need to think on this one. I mean, yeah, there is a lot of similarities, I would argue, between this and his Ghibli work. Particularly some of the more melancholic ending Ghibli work. Like, I don't want to name names right now for yeah. Okay, I can say this one without like being too spoilery. Like, something like A Grave of the Fireflies, in terms of that, like, it leaves you sat with like a, oh god, I gotta feel these feelings for a minute kind of ending Ghibli, as opposed to like a, you know, it's not a one-to-one. I don't want to imply anything about the ending of this game, but just in terms of that, it does not shy away from, oh, that's some very real human feelings. I gotta kind of sit and feel like as an adult for a minute out of this.
I guess. Death and I
will talk more openly when we get further.
I guess that's true for me too.
Death is a friend who will welcome me home.
Friend's not the word I'd choose.
Life is easier when you think of death as a friend.
I've had conversations with people about this. I really like this exploration of this with CL. I think it makes a lot of sense, particularly in a world where you know exactly your maximum lifespan. The way that like the Gamage kind of forces on people. Life's easier when you think of death as a friend. I'm trying to remember the story I read years ago that this is making me think of, and it's on the tip of my tongue and I can't quite get it, but it talked about this concept of like, one way to think of death as not being scary is to not think of death simply as what comes at the end of life, but to also think of death as what came before life. Before you existed, it wasn't scary not being alive, it wasn't being conscious of eternal nothing, it wasn't anything, it wasn't scary, it wasn't overwhelming, it simply was what it was. And to think of the time before you were alive and the time after you are here as being the same as each other is hard to comprehend sometimes. But if you think of it in this way, of death is a friend who's dropped you off here to have some fun for a bit and eventually he's going to come back. The two of you got on great, had no problems before. It's just an old friend coming back eventually. And I'm like, the idea of death being the one to, you know, drop you off at the hospital the day you're born and to come pick you up at the hospital the day you go makes it a little less scary, right? At least for me.
Is it? Or are you just dressing it up to manage your fear?
I have thoughts about dressing up death to manage your fear as someone that was a Christian for many years, and I have, you know, I have my personal opinions about how much of religious faith is dressing up death as a friend to manage your fear of it.
Does it matter? How you view things is up to you. Life continues either way.
It's an interesting philosophy. For someone so young.
Makes you make peace and make nice with the Reaper. Yeah. There is no sense in viewing the Reaper as an enemy. Because you can hate him all you want, you can fight him off all you want, he's coming for you regardless. And you're going to be spending the rest of forever with him. You might as well see him as the person you've already... Look, I've already spent multiple billion years being dead. That's a few more on the other end.
True. I'm not quite as old as you. Why don't you share some of the wisdom you've accumulated over your very long life?
See, Death Tales, that's interesting. I felt differently. A discussion of suicide here, or suicidal ideation. I felt different when I felt suicidal. It wasn't that when I felt suicidal, it wasn't that I didn't fear death, it was that I feared life more. I feared death when I was suicidal, but I feared... It felt... The negativity I felt for everything in life just kind of outweighed my fear of death. Weirdly, now that I don't fear death, I'm in a much healthier place. Like... I went through like a whole phase of fearing death as I came out of suicidality and being like, no, I need to cling on to life. I need to be scared of death. I need to stay alive. And then I was like, no. Being comfortable with death wasn't the unhealthy thing. It was the way I felt about the rest of my life. It was the unhealthy thing. Natalie says, not my belief, but I like the Norns. They spun me and they will cut my thread. It's just a part of the tapestry. My favourite way I've heard it talked about is, it's a Buddhist way of talking about it, but I know it from the fucking season finale of The Good Place. You know what, give me a second. I'm going to find the clip from The Good Place, because I think it puts it really well, and I don't want to butcher it.
I was never good at being sad. Partly because my mom straight up told me not to be. But this is sad, man. You got a John Locke quote or a piece of Kantian wisdom you can throw at me?
Those guys were more focused on rules and regulations. For spiritual stuff, you gotta turn to the east.
I'll take anything you got. Hit me.
Picture a wave in the ocean. You can see it, measure it, its height, the way the sunlight refracts when it passes through, and it's there, and you can see it, you know what it is, it's a wave. And then it crashes on the shore, and it's gone. But the water is still there. The wave was just a different way for the water to be for a little while. And that's one conception of death for a Buddhist. The wave returns to the ocean, where it came from, and where it's supposed to be.
I'll leave it there. That might be my favorite way death has ever been talked about in a piece of media. It's since I heard it that way, that is the description I come back to so often. It's the one that I find peace in. You know, the wave was a wave for a while, but then it returned to the ocean, where it came from, where it was always meant to be. Just a different way for it to be for a while.
I am indeed very wise. I'm about 3 times your age, so I'm pretty much 3 times as wise.
Yes. You must have many pearls to offer.
Sadly, no pearls. All I can offer is another story.
I'm not really in the mood for stories tonight.
Oh. And here I had prepared something truly dark and heart-wrenching.
Save it for tomorrow.
What do you have in mind?
That depends. How adventurous are you feeling?
You mean like hunt Nevrons? What?
I'm waiting for you to connect the dots.
Oh, you mean, adventure.
You've been alone too long on this continent. When was the last time you seduced someone?
Not counting Minoka. I'll admit it's been a while.
So?
You know what? I think these two... I think starting a romance between these two is genuinely very fascinating. So, to my understanding, Ciel and Lune are your 2 romance choices. I am going to romance Ciel in this playthrough, because I think there is some really beautiful stuff we can talk about in their romantic path.
Do you even need to ask?
I have very many thoughts about the relationship that develops between Ciel and Verso. Is super interesting. They became a bit more than friends. Woo! Bit more than friends.
I can't believe we're this close.
Yeah.
Thank you. Ciel was right about you.
Oh. Actually, I should thank you. I wouldn't have got this far on my own.
Tomorrow comes.
Yeah, let's spend some time together. I think we're going to stick with tonight's stream long enough that I can break the barrier and like start on the final area, and then we'll come back to the final area of Act 2. We'll come back to on Wednesday's stream.
Working on the 33's journal. You planning to die anytime soon?
Well, you never know what tomorrow brings.
Do you always take such copious notes?
Since I was 4.
Really? 4?
That's what happens when you have obsessive researchers for parents.
Still, 4 is young.
Not anymore. Not when you only live to 32. Everyone in Lumiere starts their apprenticeship at 6, and I would...
And I was apprenticed to my parents, and they started me early.
Working with your parents. Sounds fun.
They needed a research assistant who never went home. The obvious solution? Birth your own. Look at you, getting me to talk about myself.
See? That's how you ask questions. My parents were both artists. Widely respected, very prominent artists. So, there was a great deal of pressure to follow in their path.
You're an artist, then?
Not the kind they wanted me to be.
Meaning...
Music is my passion.
Yeah. Yeah. This I have thoughts about as well. I keep seeing things where I'm like, I need to make a mental note to talk about this when we get a little further.
Mine too.
What do you play?
Guitar. You?
Piano, mostly. But a little guitar as well. You know how to summon an instrument from Pictos, right? Of course you do. Maybe we could play together sometime.
Maybe we can.
Anomaly Bones, I've seen the credits roll on my own time. I have seen how this ends. I've avoided... I got far enough to avoid being spoilerable, because people were chomping at the bit to spoil the ending for me. So I was like, fuck it, I gotta go see the ending before I get spoiled. When people get excited about things, they lose their ability to be calm and normal about spoilers. And I was already starting to get emails that were trying to jump scare me with fucking spoilers. Zero spoiler... I've had people who've opened emails and jumped right into major spoilers that thankfully I had just about managed to reach in my own playthrough.
Still thinking.
I'm like, oh god,
saw.
if this had been like talking about like 5 minutes further than it was, I'd have been spoiled. I was like, oh, I've got to finish it.
Stuff was here.
Yeah, let's spend time with my L. Yeah, if you're halfway through Act 3, you've gotten past the worst of what could be spoiled. Like, obviously, the end of Act 3, there's some big stuff that could be spoiled, but like, the end of Act 2, start of Act 3 is like the big one.
You okay?
Yeah,
What's wrong?
nothing. Just thinking about Gustav. And
What's wrong?
Lucien.
Nothing. Just this list of things that are wrong.
Everyone. Every time I think I've managed to contain it, a wave comes out of nowhere and drags me away.
That's the way guilt is. It looks like the waters are fine, like you should be able to swim just okay, and you don't see the undercurrent swirling, ready to pull you under.
I know.
How do you do it? After all these years?
They say time heals all wounds.
Does it?
But I guess death heals all wounds too. Bad joke. Sorry. Death is not necessarily final.
What does that mean?
Gustav lives on in other ways, right? Through your memories, through his influence on your life and everyone else's, through the Lumina converter and his research.
Yeah, that's true, but that's not very comforting when I'm missing him.
Try talking to him. I'm serious. It helps. Or at least, it helps me.
On a practical sense, I don't think this is true for me, but I like to think that something of me will live on. after I'm gone, in as much as I've written books that are in people's homes. My name is in the credits of games that many people own. There's little parts of, like, projects I either did or was part of that in some way have, like, some record that I was part of helping make bits of art. That, like, there's something comforting in the... You know, I can see a world in which, you know, 20 years after my death, some retro gaming channel plays through, this really, really, really old video game, Dragon Age the Veilguard, and, like, some piece of a thing I worked on is still being thought about years after I'm gone. And, like, I recognize the practical reality of that, unlikely. But, like, there's enough things I've made that have spread to enough countries in the world that there is, like, a thought that something of mine might live on even a little bit past me. And stuff where it's like, look, I don't know if like, you know, 100 years from now anyone's gonna read Who Hunts the Whale or, you know, whatever, but, like, I can see a world in which gender euphoria gets talked about in terms of, like, influential early trans literature, or, you know, I can see bits of what I've worked on that, like, maybe might have might be a footnote somewhere that someone reads many years from now. Yeah. Any art you make holds a piece of your soul, or so people say. I should finish writing my books. Yeah, there's something about the idea of a thing that's, like, tangible enough it will outlast me. And being forgotten is okay. Like, we will all be forgotten on the grand scheme of things. Like, for a while, I very much was a bit obsessed with the idea of, like, having a legacy that outlives me is, like, a thing that's important. And then I sort of worked through that and was like, on a grand scale of the universe, even the most, like, if I was as famous as, say, like, I'm trying to think of a celebrity off the top of my head, as famous as Lady Gaga is right now, skip ahead 2,000 years, no one's gonna remember a thing she created. You know, on a large enough time scale, everything is forgotten. And to try and create something that truly lasts forever is a fool's errand.
I imagine what they would say.
That doesn't mean it's not nice to think that something might live at least a little longer than me, you know. Bethgel says, I don't so much care about having a legacy. I want to have touched people, though. I want the people I leave behind to have had their life slightly improved because of me. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I've had conversations with people about this before. Like, there are people who credit me as having helped them come out as trans, helped them to see trans people as people properly and improve their, like, you know, get out of transphobia. People who've had emotional reactions to art I've made. That human connection, that, like, I did something that meant something to someone else and either nudged their life a little bit or was just meaningful in the moment to someone, is like, that's a beautiful thing to be able to feel. You know. Anyway.
It helps me keep them
that was
alive.
a bit of a tangent.
I'll try that.
This is a great game for having conversations about death, huh?
I'm sorry.
Me too.
Did you know Sorry was my first rock?
Really?
Francois was super jealous, but he got one from Clair instead.
Wait. Francois has his own set of rocks. Why does he keep stealing yours then?
Because we're buddies. That's why it's so fun.
Yeah, that's just what friends do. Steal each other's beloved belongings.
We are.
You ready?
Yeah.
Spend time with Minoko, and then let's go see that barrier break.
I'm bored. Let's play cards or throw some dice.
Nuh-uh. You always cheat.
No, I always win. Only the weak cry foul when their skills fail them.
The other Jestrels never want to play with you either. Are they all weak?
Poor losers. Fine. How about a duel? We haven't had a proper duel in ages. Yes, a duel will be even more fun.
All right. Get ready to lose.
I thought I'd not really prepared my Verso build.
Let's carve a path. I'll manage. Manage. Not impressed.
Oh, they do enjoy hitting each other, don't they?
I'll manage. Good stuff. Let's carve a path. Faster.
Oh no, the music's gone. Was I not meant to take this long on the fight? Is that the problem? Did I take too long and the music's gone?
Let's carve a path.
You got lucky.
What was it you said? Only the weak cry foul when their skills fail them.
You're right. Or I guess I'm right, since I said that.
And I respect your law. You were right, old friend. That was fun. Come on, let's go get a drink.
Yeah, this Verso is very punishing in terms of getting hit. There is a reason why my most effective Verso build is a build that involves being as one-hit kill as possible so that he never has to risk getting hit, or that can get him back up to S very quickly if he falls without really worrying about it. Write in the diary, and then we head to the end. Mael writes about how they can now enter the monolith and they should finally understand everything. He hopes Gustav's apprentices will read this journal someday. Alright. Let's be here and then let's go to the barrier. And that's probably about where we'll leave for today.
We're really going to face the paintress.
We really are.
And finally break this cycle.
That being said, someone here has been hiding a terrible secret from us.
What are you
Oh.
talking about?
You thought we'd never find out, didn't you?
We found out Verso's big secret.
Nobody ever wondered what Esquier was made of, did they? Well, Esquier and I had a chat.
I'm sorry, Verso. She promised me sweet rocks.
Is that wine?
Esquier is full of wine.
I stored my personal stash inside it. All excellent vintages. I don't normally share, but I suppose tonight deserves an exception.
Mon ami. I told you to stop drinking alone.
Yeah, let me vomit up wine for your friends.
For your great generosity.
I don't know how you can like this.
Look,
It comes with
Mael,
age.
Mael, you're on your way to go
You have
try and
apple
murder
juice?
God. You could probably have a small glass of wine. You're French. Have you not had one offered to you by about the age of 5, Mael? Ah. Oh, hello. That letter about so?
My beautiful sister doesn't need this ugly mask.
You embrace her, yet you're condemning her to die.
I do have thoughts about her character.
You brought him here.
The final 5 minutes I have thoughts about her
I'm
character.
not here to fight.
Complicated ones that I'm not going to talk about until we get there.
Do you know what it means to disappear into nothingness? Have you thought through the consequences? Not just for you, or even me, but for them. Their memories, their dreams, their love for each other. Who really is the one painting death, and who paints life instead? We exist, and we will exist, for as long as she wants. You want to spoil what we've been given. Sometimes we paint the bars of our own prison. Your despair blinds you. You think you're ready to pay the price. But are you willing to let them pay the price for you?
May everything be decided before their very eyes.
Bit fucking ominous, this, isn't it?
Between the bars of their prison.
A little bit fucking ominous.
Of the monolith.
In the shadow of the monolith.
Let's not worry about any of that ominous bullshit, though. Let's go kill God and save the day.
I drank too much last night.
I can't remember a thing.
You clean me out, mes amis.
You bunch of drunks.
Wet.
There she is, the paintress.
We can finally reach the paintress.
Let's make sure we're well prepared beforehand. We still have a little bit of time. Should do the honors.
Oh. On Wednesday, we begin our climb to kill the paintress and end the gomage. But we're gonna go slightly further. Actually, I wanna get to a safe point that's like inside the area. I love the sense of scale this gives. All of this running to get to the feet, the toes that are mountains by themselves. It is quite the god we must defeat. Quite the climb we have ahead of us.
We can do this. For Gustav.
For all of them.
Time to start seeing signs for Expedition 0. Right. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed. I will be back on Wednesday as we attempt to defeat the Paintress and find out what Act 3 is gonna bring. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. I'll be back on Wednesday with some more Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Depending on how long playing through this takes, I might... Blueprints is something I might stream a bit of this month. In the run-up to the Switch 2. Probably do a little bit of Elden Ring Night Rain when it comes out. We'll get there.